Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. Shout out to Christy over in Montana. Montana? Right now, Montana, I think so. Yeah. Making a comment, she mentioned that Albarino is best known to come from Spain. She mentioned Portugal as well, but Spain, of course, is the main country where Albarino comes from. Guys, jump in. I know a bunch of you know these answer these questions. Getting a lot of viewers. I like it. I love the comments. Keep them coming. I really appreciate it. So, this is the last episode featuring Washington wines for the month of March. Now, it's not to say I'm not going to do Washington wines in the future. Of course I am. I love Washington wines. As you know, I like wines from all over the world. But this is the month, Washington Wine Month, where we're focusing on Washington wines. And to conclude the month, we're going to look at blends from Washington State. Now, blends are a cool category, big category in the wine world. As you probably know, it seems to be shifting just a little bit. But I can remember back, and hopefully you can remember back in the day, when the first blends were Cab Merlot. Remember that? Huge Cab Merlot section in the wine department. I think just about every Washington winery did a Cab Merlot. Well, then all things started changing a bit. And the cool thing the thing I like most about blends, and we used to call them kitchen sink blends. They threw about everything in there. But now, in the time we live in now, a lot of these wineries, there's so much juice out there, and there's excess juice. And so these people are putting These wineries, winemakers, are putting very good wine into the blends. It wasn't, just a Cab Merlot because that's what you need to have a blend, blah, 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 blah. Now it's you're getting some pretty quality juice in these things. So let's get started right off the bat with this is the Chateau St Michelle project, Prayers of Sinners. Pretty cool label on this. This is another thing with blends. Some of them are really cool labels. This is 2017 Prayers of Sinner Red Blend, Washington State. The blend is not on here. You know how I feel about that. Just saying. $14. Now, well, I'll show you the label a little bit longer. It's a cool label. It really is. When they first introduced this, it was much cheaper. Then they raised the price. And once that's a tough direction to go. You get people to try it, they like it, then all of a sudden they come back and it's more money. I'm not sure about that marketing plan. Actually, this has slowed down a lot at the store. The initial attack on this was very good. 17, a tougher vintage, but I've been liking some of the 17s. Let's see. And another shout out to Christy. She said, I struggle with colors sometimes. She said, don't say ruby, it's a little lighter. Say garnet, it's darker. So I'm going to say this is on the garnet side. Darker, blacker fruit. Yeah. Now again, we want to see the blend on there. I just wish the winemakers who watch this, and I know they do, put the blend on the back. I mean, you don't have to put percentages. Just tell us what is in the frickin' wine, okay? I don't care what the market says. Well, I do care what the market says, but most people on my viewers want to see what's in the wine. Let's see what we get on those. Definitely currant, so this probably has cabinet. Currant's a little tar action, a little tobacco. I'm getting just a little bit of black plum. I sense a little Syrah on this. I could be wrong. There's a little raspberry coming through as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. Plums and currants, big time. I'm even giving a boysenberry component that I didn't get on the nose coming through. A little spice on the back end. This is a solid blend, really is. Tobacco notes, smooth tannins, very smooth tannin, but it's complex. They're structured. So you get that tobacco, you get the currants, the plum, the boysenberry, which is a fatter blackberry. Used to eat, I had a boysenberry plant, boysenberry bush in the back of my house when I was a kid in Bremerton. And yeah, I love those boysenberries. Big, big, fat blackberries. Good flow across the palate. There's a nice, interesting little high tone, almost like a red fruit note that hits on the beginning of the mid palate into the finish. So it has nice complexity, smooth wine. It's a, I'm going to say an 8 in the delicious category. Not going to go quite 10. I'm sensing some licorice coming through as well. Solid wine. This is one of those wines, again, I'll show you the label again. This really, really cool label. But in my store, in my department, at the store I work at, you will never find a cool label that doesn't have good wine in it. I refuse to bring in wines that have a great label, but the wine is shitty. Just saying. I'm not going there. So when you walk into King's Market and you're looking at wines, oh, that's got a cool label, trust me, it's going to have some decent wine in it. I'm just not going to go there. This has a long finish. The plum, almost getting a cherry tone on the backside of this one. Just a really nice flow across the palate, smooth tannins, nice complexity, a lot of interesting flavors. I'm going to go B+ on that wine. Solid wine from Chateau St Michelle. Prayers of Sinners, 2017. Let's move on. So, this is the Damsel. 2018 Damsel Red Blend, Columbia Valley. This rolls in at $20. It's 50% Cab, 35% Merlot, 10% Syrah, 5% Cab Franc. And yes, I heard you. Miles' name is Miles, said, you know, Stan, could you maybe do the breakdown in the descriptors? I might do that, Miles. Sometimes I'm under pressure to get these done. I know it's a good thing to do that, so I might start working on it. I know I put it in the subtitles on this, but it doesn't really give you a chance to see it. I understand, Miles, I really do. I'll work on that. I'll try to improve on that. Damsel is a fairly new winery. She used to be a winemaker or an assistant winemaker at Darby Estates, and she started her own project. And I've been very impressed with her wines. Whoever her is, she is. So again, Garnet to Ruby. So there you go, Christy. Very dark though, almost a purplish color. So there you go. Very dark on this one. And now these, the wine wasn't broken down on the back. I just happened to, the sales rep happened to give me the breakdown of this wine, and so I appreciate that. Thank you, Tim, for doing that. Or Max, maybe. Let's see what we get on the nose. This has a little alpha action on the nose, which is interesting. Syrah. Oh, yeah. Almost a little bit of funk on the nose. I get a pomegranate thing. Pomegranate and currant. Touch of funk, a little alfalfa. So funny, I remember alfalfa because I used to have a bunch of guinea pigs when I was a kid. Loved guinea pigs. And we fed them alfalfa. I just remember that smell. This has a little chocolate coming through as well. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. So different from Prayer of Sinners. Good acidity. And I say good. When I say good, that means it's nicely balanced. That means it's going to be a food wine. This baby needs a rib steak. This baby needs a roast. This baby needs some lamb. That's what I'm saying when I say good acidity. The dusted chocolate notes come through. Currants, pomegranate, big time. Maybe even a kiss of cranberry coming through on this. dusty tannins, solid, little grip on the backside. This baby is structured. This, unlike this one, you're not going to age this one. Maybe 1-2 years at the most. I wouldn't even go that long. This one has the guts to go 5 to 10 years. Nice dusty tannins, good structure, pomegranate, cherry, dusty, like bittersweet chocolate coming through. Yeah. Don't get the alfalfa on the palate, maybe just a hair on the backside. This baby is dry, needs food. What else can I say? Grip action on the backside. So with all wines, you need to think in terms of food. So, yeah, you might not be able to drink this solo. Of course not. I like it. A little acidic, but nicely balanced. Excuse me. But I'm thinking, man, you pull out a rib steak, you do a roast, you do some, this would be great with spaghetti with a red sauce. This would be fantastic with lamb, I'm just saying. Roasted lamb would be fantastic. You could do this with a roasted chicken. It's not too heavy for that. It's on the lighter side. Just saying, it's not big fruit bomb. I'm even sensing a little blueberry in the backside of this. So you got that pomegranate, cherry, currant, blueberry, good acidity, nice balance. I'm gonna go A- on that. Because you set this down, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a couple bottles, put them away. And I think in 5 to 10 years, this is gonna be a beauty. Everything's gonna come together. The acidity will calm down a little bit, and you're gonna have a beautiful wine. A-. Let's move on. Now this is an interesting wine. This is the Columbia Winery Element Red Blend, Wahluke Slope, Washington, 2012. 2012. And I want to thank Lauren for showing me this. This is 70. I can't read. 70% Merlot and a little. It must be 30 cabs. This is Cab Merlot, $35. I think that's what my notes say on the back here. Don't know for sure, but 2012. So I'm very curious about this wine. $35. So this isn't chump change. Columbia Winery. So this was bought by Gallo a few years back. And I'm really, if you're anti-Gallo, you need to think twice, because they really, really did a good job with Columbia Winery, David Lake's old stomping grounds. I think you can already smell this. So 2012, I have no idea what to expect here. Lauren gave me this wine, and she said, go with it. I'm not sure if you can even get it, so I'm sorry. Maybe, I don't know. Certainly not a 2012. So this is, again, very dark, garnet color. Oh, man. Excited to try this. Getting a little brown around the edges. Not too bad, but it's there. 12, so that's 9 years old, guys. Yeah. You can't really see through it, even in this light here. Crazy. Okay. Let's see what we get on the nose. I immediately got kind of dried prune on the nose. Definitely ripe currants, a little bit of raisin. Kind of excited. This can get giddy, right? A little pencil lead, which is really cool. I'm sure this is done in a Bordeaux style. And I have to do the research. I'm not sure if you can get this. I think you might be able to get this. Not the 12, of course. Yeah, just dried prunes, raisins, currants. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of an older Amarone. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very excited. Wow. I hope you can get this one. Maybe I'll put a link to their website. You can see if you... Wow. Still a lot of structure. I expected kind of a, you know, softer, kind of over-the-top wine. This has some amazing structure. Dry, surprisingly, for the nose. Very Amarone-like, even though it doesn't have a frickin' single grape from Amarone. Corvina being the Rodonella, being the main grapes of Verona for Amarone. I think some of the fruit notes are breaking down a bit, but it's drier, solid currant notes, good acidity, which is surprising, really, compared when you think about the nose. It's kind of surprising to me. A little bit of minerality. Not having tasted it in 2012, and now looking at it now, I'm not sure where this one is going. I'm not sure if it'll just turn into this acid tannic wine without any fruit. I think the fruit has fallen away a little bit on this, but it's a 12. Come on, guys. I think it's really solid wine. I mean, in the sense of the age of this wine, yeah. Some tobacco notes. I think the fruit is falling away. I think it's probably might be a little past its prime. Just saying, you're not going to get any more fruit out of this. So, interesting wine. Very solid right now. You would definitely have a steak with this bad boy. Or a roast. Or whatever. Definitely steak and roast. Some sort of meat product with this wine. It's very interesting how it's aged. And I'm not sure... Like I said, I think the fruit will probably fall away even more, and it won't be a great wine. But right now, I think it's past its prime. But I think, considering where it is right now, this would be definitely an A- wine based on where it's aged after 9 years. So, very interesting. Now, I'm sorry to review a wine that I just had to do it. I had to do it. But these two, excellent lineup. And this one, I don't know if you can get it, but you may not want to, because I think... But if they made it, like I think if they had a 14 or a 15, you might jump on that. A 13 would be freaking awesome. Just saying. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I hope you enjoyed Washington Wine Month with Stan the Wine Man. I enjoyed doing it very much. I learned a lot myself. Drink for Washington. But, you know, I'm all over the place. Excited to do for my next episode on Thursday. Don't know where I'm going with that. I can't give you a preview because I haven't really thought about it. It's been kind of a hectic week. We got inventory at the store, all that good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support so much. Maybe at the very end of this, right at the end, when I put this episode up, just tell me, you guys make a comment. Please, bring them in. Bring them in. What's your favorite Washington winery or wine? You keep watching. And I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.